over at Ratliff for the regular season finale. MHS is already eliminated from contention, but can play spoiler as Permian was looking to keep up with the group at the top for a piece of the chip. Tyler Dupnick is over at Ratliff to tell us more on how this game shook out and what the results could mean.
Yeah, Jen, it was senior night here at Ratliff Stadium, and there's plenty on the line as well, with Permian looking to clinch at least a share of the district title. Now the defenses came to play. We knew it would be physical. They were really stingy in the first half, and all three phases of the game showed up. Let's take a look at those first half highlights. The 8-1 Permian Panthers getting creative with the trash talk as they welcome Thad Fortune and his 5-4 Midland High Bulldogs to town in a district matchup in the final game of the regular season with plenty on the line. And our game of the week, and it was also senior night for Mojo as we start on the opening kickoff. It's senior Jaquan Richardson weaving and darting his way through. A stiff arm makes another man miss. He's down the sideline with blockers in front. Richardson might take it all the way, but a flag calls the play bad. They do have good field position, though. No worries as senior quarterback Rodney Hall will put the finishing touches on a quick scoring drive. Nice move with a 24-yard touchdown run. 7-0 Permian early in front on a Friday night. As we shift over to defense, which was a theme in the first half, Stroman Bridges on fourth down is sacked by Parker Haynes, and a turnover on downs. That was also something we saw in the first half as Midland High turned the Panthers away right here. It's Adam Alvarado with a tackle. Now we have a blocked punt as Ethan Dominguez comes flying in. Special teams playing a factor on both sides. It would be recovered in the end zone by the Panthers, but it would be, and so that would make it a safety. And that's how the Bulldogs got on the board in a tough, slug-it-out kind of night, 7-2 after the safety on the block punt, after a good punt pin Permian back deep. So, again, special teams playing a factor, and as I say it, here comes senior Tate Terry, and he's going to bang it through from 38 yards out to give Permian a 10-2 lead at halftime in a dogfight. Yeah, and so the final score tonight from Ratliff Stadium, the Permian Panthers getting the win over the Midland High Bulldogs, 31-15 in the second half. It was actually a close game at one point, 10-8, but Permian went on to score 21 straight at that point and pretty much put the game away. They do clinch a share of the district title as they head into the postseason. They had the trophy on the field afterwards. Great opportunity for those guys to celebrate. You could tell how much it meant to them. I did get a chance to catch up with Rodney Hall after the game. We will have part of that interview in overtime, so stay tuned for that, talking about how special this senior group was and how much love there is around this Permian Panther team. A lot of hype for Mojo, obviously, heading into the postseason, and they were not going to go out with a loss tonight, and they got the win by 16, finishing their regular season at 9-1. Jenna.
Hey, thanks, Tyler. So we know that Permian got a piece of the chip, and now it's time to see if Legacy could share a piece of that district title over against OHS. And this one, it was going to be close in the beginning, and then it wasn't. The Broncos hadn't beaten the Rebels since 2014, and we're going to go out with another one. We're going to go out with another one of our fearless reporters who out there, which is Jason Freund. Jason was out at Astound Broadband Stadium yet again. Jason, did LHS get a chunk of that district championship yet again?
Well, it is a chilly night here at Astound Stadium as Midland Legacy will go home with a share of the district title. However, it didn't look like it was going to happen that way in the first half, as ODESSA had two key interceptions that brought them down deep into Legacy territory, getting them a couple touchdowns early in that first half, even taking a 21-7 lead by the second quarter. Let's take a look at some of those first half highlights to see how it went down. Midland Legacy looks to hold a share of the district title, but ODESSA High standing in their way, ready to spoil the fun. After an interception brings them down to the red zone, ODESSA hands it off to Ivan Carrion, who's going to break some tackles all the way into the end zone for the touchdown. ODESSA scored another touchdown, so Legacy needs to get into the end zone. Hand off to Madden Malloy, who cruises his way into the end zone. Legacy is on the board, but still down 7. Broncos now with the ball, but on 3rd and 32. Who do you go to? Ivan Carrion, of course. Jalen Jones floats up a pass, and Carrion comes down with his 3rd touchdown of the half to make it 21-7 in favor of the Broncos. Legacy would come back and tie things up later in the half. Okay, Josiah, big win today. Defense held the line. You had a big sack in the first half to stop them, and then there was a pick 6 in the second half. Tell me, how did your defense step up to win this game today?
We just held together. I mean, they kept scoring, but we just It was hard on us. It was getting us down, but, you know, we had to pick ourselves up, keeping each other up, and we brought each other together as a family and a team and worked ourselves back to where we wanted to be.
Unfortunately, Odessa would slow down by the time the second half rolled around as Midland Legacy came back to tie the game up at 21, then took a 28-21 lead by the halftime. And by that point, Legacy just started rolling, scoring touchdown after touchdown after touchdown in the second half to bury Odessa High and keep up a 4-game winning streak going into the playoffs and, of course, with a share of the district title. Jenna, back to you.
All right, well, we have a lot of action that's going to continue with a few more games, including some basin battles like one in Andrews and Big Spring, and then tune in for coverage of a top 10 six-man game for the district titles, Rankin in Garden City. Stay tuned.
We're the Midland Legacy Rebels, and you're watching Game Time on News West 9. Rebs are back, baby.
Mic check on Aaron.
Welcome back to the regular season finale edition of Game Time with playoff spots and seeding still up for grabs. This week looks to cap off this slate with a bang. As always, your News West 9 sports team will keep you updated and informed on the news, scores, and highlights you need to enjoy this final stretch. Speaking of, let's invite the second half of the sports department, Aaron Gelvin, into the studio with us for an update from some other games around the basin.
Yeah, Jenna, that's absolutely right. Tonight is where the rubber meets the road, and we start in Class 4A with a big district matchup between the Andrews Mustangs and the Big Spring Steers. Both teams are 5-4 and 1-2 in their district. Head coaches Tom Harvey and Cannon McWilliams are both looking for an important win to move up in the standings. Both teams are also looking to get back in the win column after losses last week, and let's see what went down tonight.
Student Nation loves you, News West 9.
The The Mustangs were galloping down the field early, a drive that ends with this short touchdown run by number 25, Noah Tellez. Then later in the first half, it's quarterback Ashton Galvan on the rollout to his left side and finding his wide receiver open in the back corner of the end zone for the score to increase the Andrews lead. Then later, it's Galvan again. This time he'll do it with his legs on the quarterback keeper, finding his way into the end zone for the score. And on the ensuing two-point try, Galvan on a trick play with only 3 down linemen finds Sean Parker for the conversion. Andrews was up big at the break, 32-7, and they would go on to win 40-20. And on this cool, crisp night in November, it would be the Wildcats of IDALOU traveling to Stanton to take on the Buffaloes. The Wildcats would take the early lead, but it would be the... We're going to go check on those highlights for you right now. Well, IDALOU looking to really improve in this district standings. They had a tough one on their hands in Stanton. Let's check on those highlights for you. Handoff here up the middle. It's going to be a touchdown run early for IDALOU, and that would put them on the board first. But Stanton, they put up a fight in this one. Here it's going to be the quarterback rumbling up the middle, diving his way into the end zone, just running over the defender to get the Buffaloes a little bit closer. And how about this play here? This is a top play for you, Jenna, right here. We got a tip pass into the end zone, and it's going to be picked off to thwart a Wildcats drive. And then it's a throw to the sidelines here, a juke, a couple of jukes actually, the receiver rolling his way into the end zone. Stanton led at halftime in this one, but it was IDALOU coming back, blowing them out in the second half to get the win. And now let's check on the upcoming after the break. We'll have some highlights between Rankin and Garden City in a big matchup to decide the district crown.
We are the Mustangs from Andrews High, and you're watching Game Time on News West 9. Let's go, Mustangs!
Well, you didn't think we forgot about one of the biggest contests of the week, did you? It's a battle between two top 10 teams in the state. That's right, it's Garden City and Rankin. And this one was for the district title, with both teams coming into this one at 8-1 overall and 3-0 in league play. The Red Devils have been at the top of the district for the last couple of seasons, with the Bearcats last winning the league back in 2019. All right, it was senior night and the home crowd was ready to see if the Red Devils could repeat as district champs. And it was a good start for Rankin, with the ground attack working with ease early back. Barrett Jackson wheels around the outside for the first score of the night. Jackson was dominant on the ground, bouncing to the outside, and now in between the tackles, he can really do it all for his second of the evening for Rankin. The Red Devils were cruising on all fronts in the first half, both on the ground and why not now through the air, with Blake Wise directing traffic, and it's a Blake to Blake connection with Blake Bunger on the receiving end of this one. Garden City would get on the board late in the half with a John Lopez TD, but it would be Rankin that would hold a 28-6 lead at half and end up cruising to a district championship.
Yeah, I think it's huge. I think these last two games we've tried to treat them like playoff games and get our kids to understand the magnitude of each of these games. And you know, going forward, I think it's huge for our kids and their confidence, because Garden City's a heck of a football team, man. And so to come away with a win in this one for a district title is big for us moving forward, and we just hope we can carry that momentum through the playoffs.
All right, now that these slate of games are coming to the close, the playoff picture is coming more and more into focus, and we're going to hand it over to Aaron as he breaks down some of those postseason projections.
Well, that is absolutely right. We had a three-way tie at the top of District 2 6A. That little asterisk is going to denote your district champion: 4-1 Permian, 4-1 Friendship, and 4-1 Midland Legacy.
Three-way tie.
Three-way
Wow.
tie. Not very, climactic, kind of anticlimactic, but that's what we got. San Angelo down here at 2-3. They knew they were locked into the 4 spot, win or lose tonight. So why do we have the three-way tie at the top? Well, that's because Permian beat Friendship, Legacy beat Permian, and Friendship beat Legacy. That's why we had the three-way tie. Let's take a look at another interesting district here. 4A2 Region 1 District 1. Monahans goes 5-0 in the district to win it. Fort Stockton right behind them. They're only lost 2 Monahans at 4-1. How about this one here at the bottom? Mountain View, Pecos, and Clint all at 2-3. We're still waiting on the exact tiebreakers from the officials in that district, but it is believed that Pecos, that's in our viewing area, you're going to be in the playoffs. Jenna, what's coming up next?
That's right. We have top plays coming up. We're going to wrap you up with scores, highlights, and interviews. We've wrapped up that portion of the show, and now you know what that means. I know you're excited, Aaron.
Very excited.
It's time to see which plays for the best of the best with top plays next.
We're the Panthers from Permian High, and you're watching Game Time on News West 9. Go Mojo!
Well, we've seen a ton of highlights. Now it's time to decide what teams and players stood out among the rest. That's right, it's top plays. Be sure to vote on my Twitter page. You'll see right there, Elite Gay Agenda for your favorite tomorrow starting at 8:30 a.m. If you don't like what you see, as always, nominations for this honor can be sent in. Let's hop right into the action. All right, starting in top 10 six-man action, it's the Blake to Blake connection from Wise directing traffic on the run to Bunger with the grab over the Garden City defender. All right, now in 6A district play, it's the duo we've seen thrive all season. It's Jalen Jones to Ivan Carrion over two defenders with a third one coming over for the TD. Over at Ratliff, it's a special teams play. Ethan Dominguez with the block punt resulting in a safety for the Bulldogs. Now on the defensive end, it's Jair Galindo for Stanton with the tipped interception off the hands of the IDALOU receiver. All right, make sure you vote tomorrow. But for now, you're going to want to switch over to overtime. It's going to be on our website and our app, so make sure you stay tuned. We'll see you there.